Windwalker guide on Windwalker macros in patch 6.2 for PvP and Warlords of Draenor. You can also use these macros that I'm going to be going over in PvE, however, they're going to mostly focus around PvP. So without further ado, let's get started, and we'll be first going over the importance of macros and why you should pick them up. As a Windwalker monk, it's very important to have macros. One of the main reasons that macros are so helpful is because it helps bind a lot of spells together so you can reduce the amount of space on your action bars that are taken up by spells, reduces the amount of keybinds, as well as binding certain spells like defensive spells with items in your inventory like healing potions for a little bit more defensive play. That can definitely save your life in most scenarios. So without further ado, let's get into a few important macros that you're going to want to pick up as a Windwalker monk. And we have a lot to cover, so I will be going through these pretty fast. If you guys are curious and you guys still want to copy these macros down and just paste them in your macro interface, you're more than welcome to do that. Just check the description of this video. I will be posting all these macros down in the description. So let's get started. The first few macros that we're going to be getting into are a few macros that get asked a lot on my stream of what they are. And those macros are my Jab, Tiger Palm, Rising Sun Kick, and Blackout Kick macros. Now these macros are very straightforward and very simple. All that I'm doing is I am macroing and typing in my macro a cancelaura, Hand of Protection, and then /cast whatever the spell is, whether it be Jab, Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick. And the way that this works is that it allows me to continue DPSing, and if I get low and I'm running with an HPAL and he decides to put Hand of Protection on me, instead of taking my mouse all the way up to the top of my screen to unselect my Hand of Protection buff and run the risk of unselecting other buffs that I might have, I can just hit that ability and it cancels that aura so I can continue on the offensive. So those are very important macros to have. They will definitely help you keep up pressure without having to sacrifice those precious seconds, especially if you're running threes. In the beginning of the video, I was talking about how if you bind certain abilities to items in your inventory, in this example, Healthstones and Fortifying Brew, this can definitely save your life. As seeing that if you're running with something like a Warlock, a Healthstone will heal you for 20% of your maximum health. Now, if you bind Fortifying Brew to this, and then you bind your Healthstone to this and put it in a macro, the Healthstone will heal for more because Fortifying Brew increases your health as well. So one of the major defensive cooldown macro that you can have is a /cast Fortifying Brew and then /use Healthstone or /use Healing Tonic, depending on what you have in your inventory. If you want to put both in there and then decide which one you want to use over the other, just prioritize one over the other. The next macro is a cancel spinning crane kick macro. This is a very useful macro to avoid breaking CC in a fight. So all that is /cast spinning crane kick and then /cancelaura spinning crane kick. So what this does is that if you hit the ability once, it will cast spinning crane kick, and if you immediately hit it again, it will cancel the aura right away. The next macro is a Zen Meditation macro. Now, you don't use Zen Meditation too much in PvP, however, when you do, you definitely need it. And one of the things that can happen, especially when you decide to pop Zen Meditation in PvP, you are normally in a very stressful situation. So you are going to be spamming that ability a lot. And to avoid canceling the ability by hitting it twice, you can use this macro. So if you accidentally hit it twice, it does not cancel the channel. You can use this with Fist of Fury and other things that have a channeling ability, but it is #show tooltip and then /cast, ! and then Zen Meditation. The last big macro that we're going to be getting into, and then we're going to be going over our focus macros pretty fast, is my burst macro. Now I get asked a lot of times what the fireworks are on my stream whenever I burst, what that light is. And it's pretty much just my trinket macroed with a bunch of toys from my toy box. Now you can't really copy this macro, but the way that you can set up this macro is by typing in your /use and then space, and then type your unused trinket. Or what you can do is you can shift click your trinket into the macro, and then all you do after that is you go into your toy box, look at things that are going to be an instant cast with your toy box, and then just /use and then space and shift click whatever is in your toy box in instant. And that's pretty much what I did for this macro. I just went through my toy box and I filled it up to the max on stuff that was flashy and, you know, all that fun stuff. So that's pretty much what it is. The reason why I'm not going to link this macro in the description is because some of you might not be able to use it, because some of these toys are from archaeology, some of these toys are from garrison missions. You know, some of you guys might not have all these toys, so you guys would be, why isn't this macro working? So just, it's a very easy macro to set up. All you do is, you know, macro your trinket in there and then just put /use and then a bunch of toys from your toy box. So play around with it, have some fun with that, and we'll see what you guys come up with. So that pretty much covers the macros for Windwalker Monks. The other few macros that you can use that I will be leaving in the description are party member macros, like searching mist macros for your party or teammates, and focus macros. Focus macros, I will say, are very, very, very important to have, but I'm not going to be going over them because they're pretty general and easy to set up. However, I will be linking them in the description, but I highly suggest picking those up and learning how to use them. Pretty much what focus macros do, they allow you to set a target to focus, and then you can easily CC or Storm Within Fire or focus karma, so you can continue DPSing your current target. So it's a little bit more, it's better than just, you know, the regular tab targeting. You are saving precious seconds in PvP, and that can be vital. So that's pretty much it for this guide, guys. Again, the next guide, I'm going to be going over a burst rotation, a few burst rotations, the way that I set up burst, and how I hit so hard. So again, you guys asked for that guide. I will be releasing it soon, and I'm going to create many monsters and BGs, and hopefully it will not nerf us. Yeah, it's crossing fingers, but other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like and thumbs up if this helped. Be sure to check the description for the macros down below. Other than that, look for seeing you in the next video or stream, and as always, have a great day, guys.